So the House Oversight Committee recently held a hearing on the riots that took place on January 6th, and GOP Representative Andrew Clyde seemed to be completely oblivious or delusional about what went down that day. As you can see in the video, it was absolute chaos, it was absolute violence, people were killed, and Andrew Clyde's take is very different from reality. Let's take a look.
Let me be clear. There was no insurrection, and to call it an insurrection, in my opinion, is a bold-faced lie. Watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statuary Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes, taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit. There was no insurrection, and to call it an insurrection, in my opinion, is a bold-faced lie. Watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statuary Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes, taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
So I love that commentary was coupled with what actually went down at the Capitol that day. And you all know, if you watch the show regularly, if you have a pulse and have watched any news, following the events of January 6th, you know the reality of what happened in the nation's capital. You know the reality of the violence that was used against Capitol Police, against anyone who dare question Donald Trump's narrative of the 2020 election. And when Clyde, by the way, was questioned about what he had said during the hearing, seemed like he didn't have much of an answer for the reporters. Seems like he wanted to run away from their questions. Let's take a look.
Do you stand by those statements?
Do you regret saying that? Five people died, including police officers, and you're here today honoring police officers.
If you are honest in your statement.
What's wrong about it when that's what you said?
Think about what you just said. You didn't take what I said in context at all.
So can you explain to us? Explain to us. Explain to us.
Go listen to what I said. Okay.
We did. So
do you believe that January 6th was an insurrection?
And there you have it, Republican strongman running away from reporters' questions like a little punk, like a complete coward, because he's a big guy when he's right there in that hearing where he's defending the worst people invading the Capitol like that because they didn't like the outcome of the election. But when reporters ask him to defend his statements, he runs away like a little coward. And I say that he's a strongman because this is the kind of signage he used during the last election. Andrew Clyde for Congress with, of course, weaponry displayed prominently on it because he's this big tough guy, right, Cenk? Big tough guy.
Yeah, Andrew Clyde, vote for him. Otherwise, he'll murder you with this weapon. Okay, if you notice, the person who found and took that picture was Young Turks contributor Michael Schur. And I want to give credit to JD Durkin, who put together that side-by-side video of the congressman talking about how it was like a normal tourist visit while you actually saw what happened on January 6th. Great job in compiling that. That video right there, JD Durkin did a great job with it. Another old colleague of ours, Roland Warner, on Michael's picture with a weapon on it, said, where's Bonnie? As in Bonnie and Clyde. But look, the main point here is the Republican Party is just the party of liars, flat out. They lie about everything, everything. Oh, Biden didn't win the election, Trump did. Well, what evidence of that do you have of that? None. We lost every court case, we had no evidence, we were humiliated. It doesn't matter, we're gonna just keep on lying. Lie, 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 okay? Now, the Capitol riots. Look, I don't care what words you use, insurrection, not insurrection, I don't care, okay? But what happened? Yeah, did they attack cops? Yeah, over 100 cops were hurt, okay? 5 people died. Was it like normal tourists going to visit? I don't think tourists normally do this unless there's something wrong with you. And maybe Republicans think, yeah, this is what I would normally do. I would just go smash your house and take it over and then pretend it's not yours and pretend I'm entitled to it. which is kind of a right-wing position, to be fair. But no, normal people do not act like this when they're tourists. They don't smash the windows and the doors. They don't attack all the cops, and they don't come in saying, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence." So if that's his idea of normal tourists, he's sick and depraved. So either he's a grotesque liar or he's sick and depraved. Your choice.
I mean, I disagree a little bit. I think he's both. And I think that he goes along with the rest of the Republican lawmakers who just regurgitate Donald Trump's talking points because they're cowards. They're afraid to go against his lies. They're afraid to call him out. In fact, if they do call him out, they suffer consequences like Liz Cheney did. But I do want to also emphasize the fact that Republicans typically pretend as if they care about law enforcement. They pretend as if they want to protect law enforcement. Oh, but these cops, they have such difficult jobs. That's why they have to open fire and shoot unarmed individuals in the back as they're running away. That's why we support cops. But they certainly don't support cops who were targeted and brutalized by the Capitol rioters that day. In fact, we have some body camera footage from a Capitol officer who was being attacked on January 6th. Let's take a look at this and ask yourselves, would you do this as a tourist?
I got one. Easy.
Yeah, it just looked like a bunch of tourists hanging out. Again, that was body camera footage from a Capitol police officer. And when I say that Representative Clyde is just regurgitating talking points from Donald Trump because he's a coward who's afraid to ever go against Donald Trump's narrative, this is what I'm talking about. Here's what Trump had to say about the way these rioters treated cops on the day of the insurrection.
They go after people that I guess you'd call them lean toward the right. And they wave American flags. In many cases, they're waving the American flag, and they love our country. And those people, they're arresting them by the dozens. I think it's disgraceful. It looks for the world to watch. Absolutely, it's a political maneuver that they're doing. It was a zero threat. Right from the start, it was zero threat. Look, they went in. They shouldn't have done it. Some of them went in and they're hugging and kissing the police and the guards. You know, they had great relationships. A lot of the people were waved in and then they walked in and they walked out. And I'll tell you what, they're doing things they're persecuting a lot of those people.
Yeah, Cenk, I mean, the people who are being persecuted here are the perpetrators of that violence. You know, poor guys. You know, they were so nice. They were kissing and hugging the cops there. Didn't you see it?
Yeah. So look, to be fair, the Republican Party has been the party of liars for a long time. And I should know, when I was younger, I was a Republican. And the reason sometimes people ask me, oh, what made you change your mind? Well, when I realized that every single thing they ever said was a lie. We're gonna balance budgets. No, they never balance budgets. The tax cuts for the rich are eventually going to help the poor. That never helped the poor. Oh, it'll raise revenue for the government. It never raised revenue for the government. Our wars abroad are to help defend America. It never defended America. I can go on and on and on. They've always been liars. And Liz Cheney, we celebrate her now because she's actually daring to call out Trump's lies. That's good. How about her dad's lies, which she supported 100%? Weapons of mass destruction. Al-Qaeda attacked us from Iraq. total, utter, disgusting warmonger lies by Liz Cheney and the entire Republican Party. By the way, this is all on the big lie of, oh, there was voter fraud and Trump actually won the election, right? You know who supported the idea of Democrats doing voter fraud? The Bush and Cheney administration. They pushed it huge. Remember the attorney generals? And they said, if you don't pretend there's voter fraud, we will fire you. There was a giant scandal near the end of the Bush administration, and the #1 defender of those guys pushing that lie about voter fraud was Dick Cheney. And Liz Cheney supports him, of course, and supported him on that specifically 100%. The Republican Party has always been the party of unbelievable liars, okay? And so the minute I found that out, I got the hell out. I said, who would stay in the Republican Party knowing that almost everything they say is a lie? Now on this, that footage of the cop you saw there, it's his body cam, obviously he's knocked down. They dragged him down the stairs, okay? So he is, the camera's obviously shooting up as they're pummeling him. And the noise you heard in the background was they grabbed his taser and they started tasing him over and over again. By the time that he was rescued, he was knocked unconscious. The first words he said, by the way, when he came to was, did we hold the door? No, unfortunately, you did not hold the door. Those rioters broke through, they knocked you unconscious and caused total and utter mayhem. I'm sorry, I meant hugged and kissed you. And yet Republicans look at Trump saying, oh yeah, hugging and kissing. They look at Representative Clyde saying it was a normal tourist visit, and they go, yes, I love those lies. Tell me those pretty little lies, or in this case, ugly little lies. The Republican voters want it. They don't want to know the truth. They want to know stupid, dumb lies that are easily disproven. You can see it with your own eyes. And yet Republicans will watch this video and go, nope, they were like tourists, they hugged and kissed the police, they're the best, and Joe Biden lost, and I don't need any stinking evidence. Evidence is for smart liberals. We don't want any of that. We love our lies. And they'll keep voting for Clyde, and they'll keep voting for Trump. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.